Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Hi, this is Ron Kinscherf. This is the Business Spotlight brought to you by the Bank of Springfield. Today we're going to talk to Nathan Rose, Rose Solutions and Marketing Company, correct?
Yeah, advertising, websites, and marketing. I mostly do websites.
Okay, so marketing, I was just going to ask you that because marketing is a broad term.
Mm-hmm.
So web design type stuff is what you're primarily doing.
Web design is the main thing. I assist mostly companies that I've helped with their website with afterwards, promoting that website, promoting their products.
So how'd you get involved in this?
I started out, so I've got a bachelor's degree in business administration with a marketing and management emphasis. One of my early jobs out of college was actually inside sales for a marketing company in St. Louis.
Okay.
I found that I slightly struggled to sell the product because I was not in any way engaged with the end result of what I was selling. So telling people, hey, we offer these services, you should buy them from us. But then I never would be part of the follow-up with that and be sure to like, hey, I say, when I'm talking to you trying to sell you this, I say we can do this, this, and this for you. We'll meet your needs in these ways. I'm not there to make sure that that happens. And so I only worked there for a little while, and then I had a non-compete for a time. But when I was thinking afterwards about what kind of direction I wanted to go, I wanted to be working for myself because I want to have the ability to pass on what I'm doing to my family and to kind of be more holistically involved with my work. Yeah. And so I started out initially, like I was talking to some friends and some other people and starting to tell them, hey, I'm thinking about trying to start doing this. During a conversation with one of these friends, they were telling me they were starting a business. I was like, why don't I build your website for you and you can pay me what you think it's worth?
Did you have any experience building websites at that point?
I'd had my first client doing like marketing consulting was actually a subcontract, and I helped them work out taking a website that was really big and bloated and shrinking it. And so I was doing like combing through old web pages on this behemoth of a website and like reorganizing it for them. So that was kind of the first website piece that I'd
But you're
been
self-taught.
involved with. Yeah, so I just started doing it. I'm pretty technically savvy. I end up helping my clients in some cases with a lot of things that are not what I'm officially selling.
Right.
Because once you're their website guy, sometimes you're just their tech guy. And
Right.
So if it's something that I can do, I'll help people with those things. If it's something that I can't do, I will send them on to I'll help them find somebody who can.
So when I think of websites, there's a lot of varying ways or types of websites obviously out there. So, a lot of businesses, they do their own website. Yeah. And you can tell by looking at them that they're those type of sites. Am I right? Okay, so.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Is there a specific product that you program in to create the sites, or is that something the customer or is that a conversation you have prior to starting?
It's a conversation that I have with clients. I have helped clients work on their websites on several different platforms. So like there's Squarespace, there's Doodah, there's Wix, there's WordPress sites, which can be hosted on any number of different hosting platforms that have different backends and different things going on. I have a conversation with the client. Do they have an existing site? If they do, sometimes we just stay on their existing platform, especially if they're already familiar with it. If somebody's wanting a new website, I'll talk to them about, are they wanting to manage it themselves after the build, or do they want me to be a long-term partner with them?
I was going to ask you that. Go ahead.
And then I make recommendations based on that. If you're wanting to manage it yourself, I'm going to recommend a more user-friendly, a lower entry level, making it work option, depending on how sophisticated your site needs to be, because the more that it's easy to use, typically that's because there's fewer options.
Right.
And so then you're pigeonholed into, if you do want to expand in certain ways, or if later on you need new things going on your site, then you might you might need to switch platforms, which then requires a whole new build on a different platform in some cases, versus just making changes and additions.
Does the conversation start by asking them about their marketing plan, or does it generally start, hey, I want a website?
Typically, people come to me most of the time initially for websites. So that's what I promote the most. It's the thing that I got into. It kind of was by happenstance that became my main thing. But I'm happy with it. I like doing it. And so, a lot of times they start with a website, and then sometimes one of the things I do ask clients or potential clients is, do you have a plan for how to get people onto this website after it's built?
Okay, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, so you can help with that.
I can help with that.
What are your strategies behind that?
It can vary. So there's I can run Google advertising, Facebook advertising. It really depends client by client what's needed. Some businesses don't need a whole lot of work to get their website to start having traffic, depending on what kind of industry they're in, how competitive their market is in terms of if you're in a town that's got one plumber, you may be showing up on Google without having a website.
Yeah.
But having a website helps with your Google rankings on maps and with other things. And so it really depends client by client what's helpful. With that being said, sometimes I also do partner with other agencies that focus more on some of those advertising things, depending on how much, depending on the scope of their project and what they're needing.
Does it basically just come down to how much money you want to spend with the stuff you were just talking about?
Yeah, so definitely the bigger budgets get better end results a lot of the time, but you're always looking at return on investment. And so some company, you can spend $1 million on Facebook advertising as a plumber or as somebody who's putting up Christmas lights, let's just say. But if it's June, you're probably not going to get a lot of sales. Right. So I try to talk with clients about what their goals are, who their prospective clients are, and then we talk about, well, what's the best way to find them, and will advertising on Facebook be the best method, or is Google advertising going to be better? And then marketing-wise, there's other strategies that sometimes it's things that I can do for you, and sometimes it's things that I can consult you and help to work you through. What strategies would be helpful for growing your business? Some people need to be out there in their communities, and they need to do networking, and that's a big part with depending on your business. It really varies. And so I don't want to give this is the way to get people on your website and to sell more things, because it really depends on any given business. Yeah. Exactly.
You had on your Facebook page that you do PPC advertising.
That's pay-per-click advertising. Okay, that's Google ads. Facebook, you're typically paying you're basically just paying them money, and they're giving you, they estimate how many views you'll get, but it's not exactly a pay-per-view or a pay-per-click. It's like a mix of the two, kind of.
So let's say you hire me you do my website, and I want your help to promote it. Do you do geofencing and stuff like that, or is that where you would bring in a consultant? Yeah,
so I can definitely help with geofencing. There are increasing restrictions on some of these platforms in terms of, what kinds of products you can do geofencing on. For example, if you're in real estate, it's kind of illegal to only advertise real estate to certain markets. And so Facebook will have restrictions. It depends on your industry a little bit, how much that can be done. It depends with Google and with Facebook. Those are very different systems that you're working with. There are situations where I would probably consult with somebody else about how to set up certain things. But
are you Snapchat, Instagram, that type of stuff too?
I can. So Instagram and Facebook are super tied together.
Oh, that's true.
So Meta products. Together. I have not done any Snapchat advertising. I haven't worked in industries where Snapchat seemed like the way.
What about if somebody needs pictures or videography or stuff like that, is that something you can also do, or is that where you partner something?
Yeah, so I've never taken business photographs for people. I would certainly do a better job than your average construction work based on working with construction workers. In some cases,
Right.
the
You'd be
average
better
construction worker, I might
or
do better
me.
than them. But I would, if the budget allowed for it, I recommend getting professional photography. I've got people who I know who I've seen their work and they do excellent work.
Yeah, the thing you said is, I think, really important, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned budget. And before somebody calls you, don't you think having that budget in the back of their head needs to be there before they start that conversation?
It's really helpful to know if you have the money to make something, if you have what kind of money you have right now, what you're willing to spend. With that in mind, sometimes people just don't know what things cost, and I don't want people to ever have a budget in mind, think that budget is too small to get anything done that could be helpful, and then not make any steps towards making more money by getting their name out there more via marketing.
Right.
So, it really, yes, it's helpful to have an idea in your mind.
Right, but not necessary.
But it's not necessary.
Okay.
I'd be happy to talk to somebody who's got no idea what things cost. And you don't have to tell me that, though. You can pretend that you have an idea.
So Nathan Rose, how do people find Nathan Rose?
So Nathan Rose can be found. My website's rose-solutions.com or rosesolutions.org. I've got both those domains under lock. And then 573-603-4003. On Facebook, I'm under Rose Solutions. You can also find my personal Facebook, and so all of those methods are good.
Okay. Well, cool. Thanks for coming in.
All sorts of ways.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you so much,
Nathan
Ryan.
Rose,
Appreciate it.
Rose Solutions.
Rose Solutions.
Yes, this has been the Business Spotlight, brought to you by the Bank of Springfield.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.